Two is in the Williams, but we're gonna get started here right now. Who gets a better start off the line though? 5 lights on. And we're racing in Belgium. Looks like the Red Bull gets a much better start here. Napakers follows on through. Let's see how they get through turn 1. The Red Bull is on the outside going around though. And looks like he gets ahead here into the lead. So Cameron already up into the lead. Lancer up into second. Napakers up into third. And Jamal, who started on pole, is down into fourth on the grid already, even before they get out to the first sector. So getting quite interesting on the opening lap here. The Red Bull leads on through. Get a Mercedes and Lancer up into second. Still holds that position. Only a 10th behind Cameron at the moment. And I think they're trying to go side by side. He is going side by side with the Red Bull, matching the pace, and he's getting a bit faster going on through on the outside though of the next turn. Can he hold the position and get ahead? And he gets into the lead. Lancer actually took the lead away from the Red Bull. That's quite interesting one to see. Not too surprised to see it happen, but quite surprised that he had the pace going down the straight there against the Red Bull. The Red Bull of Cameron is coming back at him. Almost a bit of minor contact between the two, fighting for the lead of this race on the opening lap here at the Belgium Grand Prix. You got Cameron and Lancer going for it. Looks like Cameron is up ahead again. But there is Lancer right alongside him. Napakers of Truers just in the middle of this. We'll try to get into the middle of this as she's coming down there. Rapid F1 is in fourth at the moment. Looks like Lancer back up into the lead again. The Red Bull lost that position once more. Let's have a look on board from behind. What's happening? We got the Williams of Rapid F1 chasing after the Haas of Napakers at the moment. Jamal, who started on pole again, he's still down in fifth at the moment. David running sixth, a position up from Johnson, who's in seventh down there. Dusty right there in eighth where he started. And looks like he's falling down the order. Something happened down in the midfield of the grid there, getting on through, but quite an opening lap here, and was still on it, heading to this through to sector 3 right about now as we go on through here. Lancer still leads on through. Who's gonna lead into oh, there have been a bit of a tap from the Red Bull towards the Mercedes, and the Mercedes gets a bit unstable coming off the final turn, so it's gonna be a bit of a side-by-side run possibly into turn 1. No, it's still the Red Bull behind. Lancer holds the lead, but the Haas of Napakers gets alongside them, going around the outside. Might try to get past both of them as they get on to turn 2 now. And looks like it's Napakers into the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix. We're on board with Cameron right now, trying to have a look at those two out in front. Looks like the Mercedes trying to get back ahead here, having a quite a difficult time side by side with the Haas right now, as he was with the Red Bull on this straight going on through on the opening lap of the race. He's ahead again, back into the lead of this race, and this is quite a change up in the order as we go on through, but definitely a lot of action happening out in front. Not sure how this is going in the midfield. We know quite a few positions have changed in the midfield of the grid as we got on through here, but Lancer here having a mega start here at the Belgium Grand Prix. Napakers as well, pretty good start from third up into second and fighting for the lead of this race at the moment. Cameron there started a position up from here. He's down to third, still involved in this battle as we get on through this race there. Rapid F1 still right where he started, so not doing too bad, but Jamal there having a bad start in this race. Has held down to fifth position from the start after he lost that lead on the opening lap of the Grand Prix. He's still in fifth and still kept this going. He still has a chance here of getting back that position, but of course, as we all know, qualifying is one situation. Getting into the race and holding that lead once you qualify to start on pole is a whole different story, and I think that's exactly what's happening here. You got to be able to hold that lead and defend your position all through the race, which is what Lancer is right now trying to do, and let's see how well he's going to be able to do that. Of course, we know the tire situation is a bit different. We know that Cameron and Jamal started on the hard tires, might have changed, affected things a bit on the starter as well in terms of pace related, and maybe that's why the Mercedes of Lancer was able to get past the Red Bull of Cameron so easily down the straight as we saw in the opening lap. Could explain a lot. The Chapichio 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Stu Young in the middle of the grid. Edge is out of this race, and we're on with a full safety car here as far as we can see here at the moment. Yep, no, sorry, it's a virtual safety car, not a full safety car. It's a virtual safety car at this point, just to get the incident cleared up on track. It's a longer lap here around this circuit than usually what we're used to, so I think they have enough time to get everything cleared up before we get back around here. Already on lap 3 of 22 here for the Belgium Grand Prix, and we're on with our first VSC of the session, and we're still following on with these guys out in front. A6H unfortunately out of the race. Naismith into the pits right now. Chapichio with our first penalty in the race session. That's the Red Bull there, teammate of Cameron. And DRS back online. We're back racing again. Let's see how this is going to go. Cameron right behind the rear of the Haas, and of course Both of them chasing after the Mercedes of Lance out in front for the lead of the race. Rapid F1 coming right there in the Williams. And Jamal, of course, not too far behind. David in 6th. Began Zach Johnson 7th. Liam up into 8th right now running. Stooge in 9. Chapachu in 10. That's our top 10 going on through. Bit of a close gap between majority of these cars as far as we can see getting on through. A bit of a train out in front. And they're holding the lead quite well here with Lancer and Nat Packers there for a second. I think... might try to get something done within the next few laps here. That gap is within a second, so Nat Packers does have the DRS advantage against the Mercedes. Now, oh, there goes the Red Bull of Cameron into the barriers to the side. Might have lost the car for a second. Took some damage. Rapping F1 is now ahead. He's up into 3rd. Jamal is up into 4th. Cameron is down with a damaged front wing into 5th position in this race. Not going to work too well. That is going to affect his position. He might have to take a pit stop here to get that repaired. That is severe damage to the right side of the front wing, sorry. And he does dive into the pit lane. He's gonna get that taken care of and get back out on track. I want to see what a change of tires is gonna be with him though. We'll see what he does change onto when he gets back out here. David in 5th right now as they're following on through. Has the McLaren of Johnson behind of him. 1/2 a second behind as these two get on through the race. Trying to see what order we have going on in the midfield right about now. What are the close gaps we are missing to follow here? Let's have a look at F1 Immortal and Sean at the moment here. They're on board with the Alpine as he chases after Sean there. See how close that gap is going to get. It's down to about 6/10 there right now. Out in front though, I think our gap with Lancer and Nat Packers just dropping a bit here as the Haas is currently closing in the gap on the Mercedes. Is down to 4/10 from 9/10, so quite an improvement. See what else is going to happen as we get on through. Skills Dan getting the fastest lap, and he of course running all the way 19th on the grid there. Let's bring tires on track so you guys can have a look what's happening with tires. Of course, we know a few drivers have changed tires since the start of this race here. The Mercedes of Lancer still leads the Belgium Grand Prix here as we are currently in lap 4 of 22. We've had one VSC since this race got started on the after I think around that was lap 3 we had it. But yeah, not too bad so far. We had a pretty good opening lap of this race. Quite a bit of battle out in front with the lead changing quite a few times and quite a few drivers involved in that battle. So Cameron right now had a bit of an issue there on the previous lap into the pit lane. Change off to a set of medium tires as he's back out on track right now, but running in 16th on the grid. Can he do something to get back out to the front of the grid and fight for the lead again, or fight for a podium position at least? We'll see what the situation is going to be as we get around further in on the race, of course, as we now head into lap 5 here of the Belgium Grand Prix. We got Nat Packers taking away the lead from the Mercedes of Lancer. So let's see if he's going to be able to get it back though as we get around turn 1. Try to get a better exit off the line with that there. Got the Williams of Rapid F1. He's in 3rd right now on a podium place here. Going to try to hold that through. Jamal started on pole, down to 4th in this race right now, and is trying to come on through behind the Williams there. Let's see how close he can keep that. Lancer here right up to the rear of the Haas. He takes it on the outside and has the pace to get by. Uses the system advantage, maybe a bit of ERS as well. But the DRS advantage was definitely what might have helped him getting on through. But he's ahead now, back into the lead of this race once again. Now Packers back down to 2nd. Can she fight it through and get back the lead? Rapid F1 right up to the rear of the Haas as he is right now. 2/10 behind. Really trying to get a bit of a better position here if he can. Wants to be fighting with these guys out in front. Get somewhere to where Lancer is, I guess, and possibly put a challenge up to him. Nat Packers here, she's really trying to hold on to position. Gonna have a look on board with the rear of the Haas. Let's see how close the Williams is gonna get. 2/10 behind. As you can see, very, very close as the chase is going right now. Possibly one of our closest gaps here. Let's go along to the back though. Have a look at Cameron here in the Red Bull. He's trying to work his way through the field right now. We don't. He had a bit of an issue early on, just about 2 laps ago. Had a bit of a contact with the wall. I think that probably was self-inflicted. He had to take a pit stop. He's on fresh medium tires right now, trying for some overtakes. And we got something happening on track. Triple wave yellows. Might be a full safety car. Might be a VSC. I'm trying to have a look right now what it is, and no idea at the moment. Because you really can't see anything. We're going way too fast to even see what the signboards are saying. Is a safety car out? I'm trying to have a look. Or is it just another virtual safety car? I think it's another virtual safety car that's happened there. That's going to change a few things. We got quite a few pit stops happening, though, in the midfield of the grid. Rapid F1 is in. He's in the pits. Was running third. He's in the pits right now. Jamal is back up to second. Did the race leader pits? Looks like he might have. Lancer did do a pit stop there. Is it a full safety? No, it was a virtual safety car. DR is back online. Race is back in order again. Now Packers into the lead of this race now. Jamal now running second. David running third. Johnson in fourth. Liam fifth. Stooge sixth. Sean seventh. Froome in eighth. Lancer in ninth. As he took a pit stop. Rapid took a pit stop. He's in 10th now on running. And both of them running on the hard tires. So they plan to go all the way to the end of the race on those tires, though, is the question at this point. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull this off or not. Might be an interesting strategy as Cameron now gets behind Rapid F1, and he, of course, he's 11.1 seconds behind, but he's catching up to them. He's on fresh medium tires. He might still probably have to pull another pit stop in this race, but let's see how the strategy is going to work. A safety car in this race could change a lot of things depending when it happens. Chappie has retired from the race, and I think that's what happened. Is it happening in the pit lane? No, he's not happening in the pit lane. It's happened down there in sector 1, but he's out of the Grand Prix. There's 2 drivers now out of this race so far. We got 18 drivers left in the Belgium Grand Prix after following on with Jamal out in front here in second place in the race, chasing after now. Packers in the Haas at the moment. Just over a second is where the gap is, trying to break it down under a second to get into the DRS range, and he does do it. David is a bit further away than he would like to be. Froome and Stooge, I think, switching positions, or is that Rapid F1? Someone Stooge falling along the order right now. I think he lost the front wing. The Alpine has lost his front wing. Gonna have to do a entire change out for that there. On with Rapid here. Chases after the Mercedes of Lancer, of course. Both of them on fresh hard tires and running in this race now. Out in front, looks like Jamal is keeping the gap under a second between him and Packers. That, of course, for the lead of the race. We'll see if that's going to change at any time soon. We're on lap 7 of 22. We will be getting to the halfway point of this race pretty soon. So let's see how that, of course, is going to affect things as you get on through here. And seeming to be a battle brewing here as Rapid F1 closes in the gap on Lancer here. 3/10 is what it is right about now. Let's get on board for a second, see how close this is going to get between the two of them. Nate Smith on the back there for 16. Looks like he's within a second of Stooge. Stooge, of course, fell along the order quite a bit. Let's see if that's going to change anything. Zach Johnson trying to get a move down on David, I think, but he needs a bit of a closer gap there in order to pull this off. Got pulled a 3-second penalty, so we do have a few drivers with penalties in this race so far. Let's see how that's going to affect things, of course, coming down to the end of the session. Let's switch this back to the for a cam here. Have a look how close that Williams is getting to the Mercedes right about now as we head into the next lap of this race. And what's happened? Something's definitely happening here on track. So trying to have a look right now. Is it a full safety car or is it another virtual safety car that's happened? And looks like Wasted has a drive penalty for speeding under the safety car. So look like it is a full safety car on this one here. It's going to be a full safety car, guys. We got a full safety car happening on track right now for whatever the incident was. Still got Nat Packers, of course, into the lead of this race. Let's see what's going to change in terms of pit stops. We know quite a few pit stops will be happening on the upcoming lap here. So let's see how that's going to change the grid order up, of course, and how that changes up things in the race as we get on through it. As you can see right now, guys, majority of the grid, of course, have decided to take their pit stops right about now. So there we have, of course, the Haas of Packers getting back out on track in the lead, following on behind the safety car. Lancer, now, who did not have to stop on this occasion because he's done a stop just about 2 or 3 laps ago, is now running second in the race. Rapid F1 back up to third again. Jamal back in fourth. David in fifth. Zach Johnson sixth. We got Liam in 7th, Cameron in 8th, he's working his way up the field there. Sean in 9th, we have Vroom in 10th, Dusty 11th, Bloodpool 12th, we got Stooge in 13th, Panda 14th, Naismith is still coming out to the pits right now, should be 15th, Skill Zan 16th, F1 Immortal 17th, Wasted 18th, and with a penalty. A few more penalties, of course, on track there at the moment. Chapichillo and Ace XH out of the Grand Prix, of course. Okay, so I'm assuming we're on lap 10 of 22 right about now, so we should be getting back racing into lap 11 of this race. So that's going to put us right into the halfway point, of course, of the Belgium Grand Prix. We're going to get straight into the second half of this race. First half, of course, quite entertaining, especially in those opening laps of this race. So let's see how the second half, of course, is going to go. Gaps, of course, are now closed in on everyone here on track, within a second of each other, of course. So Nat Packers leads, Lancer second, Jamal third. That's our top three. Let's see how well they get away. Nat Packers, of course, fresher tires out in front. Jamal on fresh mediums maybe have a bit of a better advantage against Lancer there in this race. On the restart, let's see how that's going to work. Might have maybe a bit of a chance of getting an overtake on the Mercedes. We'll see if that's going to happen or not. David, they are Lancer's teammate, running in fourth. They might be looking at getting both Mercedes on the podium at the end of this race. We'll see if that's the case. But either way, everyone is definitely fighting for points here in this race session today as we get through Sector 2 right about now. Just waiting for us to get into Sector 3. We should have that notification from race control, of course, to let us know that we are going to get back racing at the upcoming lap. That is, of course, lap 11 of 22 here. Once again, guys, welcome to everyone that's joining in here live on the stream. Appreciate you guys joining on. Make sure you guys are following us here on Twitch. We're about to get this race back on the way, hopefully again. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So safety car, of course, going to be in at the end of this lap. We're getting back racing into lap 11. And hopefully no more safety car issues at the end of this. Trying to have a look on board to see if there's going to be any change in weather. It looks a bit cloudy up on the sky there, but I don't think there's going to be any change in terms of rain coming through in this session. We had some minor drizzle at the end of the qualifying session. Well, it's right up to about the 2 minutes left in the session, so really didn't affect anything much. Everyone already got their laps in. Stay on Lancer's car here, of course, see how the restart is going to go as Nat Packers leads them into this. He gets around the final turn. They are now back onto that main straight and going to be the first car to go. No overtake until they get across the line, and we are green and back racing again. There goes the Haas and the Mercedes, of course, right behind, following by the AlphaTauri of Jamal there in third. It's a close gap between the top 3, top 4, top 5, getting all the way down to Liam there in 6th. Sean just a bit further on behind. We got Johnson possibly trying to get an overtake done against David here. Let's have a look how that's going as they're so close together. The McLaren definitely looking to get a move done on the straight here. Let's have a look. Can he get it done? Chased by the Ferrari of Liam, of course, right behind as far as you can see. Out in front, some closer gaps as well. Jamal there closes in the gap on the Mercedes as these two go for it here. The McLaren on the outside. The Ferrari trying to follow on through. They hold the positions as is right now. No one's taking the chance of losing positions here. Get a yellow flag there in sector 1. Looks like one of the Alpines might be in trouble. That's Stooge there out of the race already after the safety car restart. And I think it's just a yellow flag for that situation there. Unfortunate, but that is now 17 drivers that's remaining here in the Grand Prix. Let's follow over Jamal in the AlphaTauri route here, so close behind Lancer here in the Mercedes. Can he get by? Lancer under severe pressure right now to hold second place in this race on those hard tires, and of course chasing after the race leader there in the Haas. Can he hold on to this position? It's going to be a bit of a difficult call here. Jamal on those fresh medium tires has a lot to say here, and is going to really push for an overtake. It's looking a bit darker here on track. I'm not sure if we're going to have any rain start to come down. We do have enough time left in the session. It could start to drizzle. Never know what's going to happen with the weather here as far. It's a lot of changes in elevation around this track, so a lot of things could happen here. So let's see how the rest of this race is going to go. Lancer, of course, tries to close this gap on the race leader here, and it's about a 3:10 gap. We got Cameron gaining positions in the midfield. He's up into 7th right now against Liam there. Looks like Liam got back to position though. We'll have a look in a second to what's happening with those two. Looks like Naismith is up to 11th right now against Panda, is it? Let's go on board with Panda right now. Chases after Naismith. Let's see how close that gap is. Out in front, Lancer gains back the lead again from, let's have a quick look out in front if we can here. What's happening with the top 2? So Nat Packers with a penalty now and has lost the lead of the Grand Prix once again to Lancer, who has taken it back there. He's up into the lead, going to try to hold that position as much as he can, but has a Haas right behind of him, still ready to gain back the position here. Jamal still just about 2/10 behind him as well. It's a 3-way battle here for the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix. David is trying to get into the battle there. He's within a second of Jamal's car. Might have that DRS advantage, help him out a bit when that come. I think it's already back online. It should be back online already. Jamal within a 10th though of Nat Packers right now. She's under trouble. Definitely in some trouble here, trying to hold down position. And of course trying to get past Lancer at the same time with a penalty. A lot of pressure on these top 3 drivers that we have in this race. Let's see if they're able to hold their positions or gain any positions here. If Lancer, of course, all he stands to do is lose a position or positions in this case here, because we have cars so close behind of him, he can't afford to make a mistake. Jamal here on the outside of the Haas was trying to outbrake her, but I don't think that worked out too well. He's held it on through, tries to get a better exit, goes into the back of the Haas there. Might have taken maybe a bit of scratch in his car, maybe not any damage though as we get on through here into lap 13 of 22. Jamal holds on his position, trying to have a look at the rest of the field, see what's going on. Rapid F1 in 12th, he's trying to find his way through back the field to get back up into the podium places if he can, see if that's going to work out for him. Cameron 8th right now, still chasing after Liam, trying to get back that position. Doesn't look like it's working out too well for him. On board with the Haas of Nat Packers right now, see how close this gap is. Lancer out in front, trying to keep her out of the slipstream advantage. It's working for just maybe a bit, but he's gaining and gaining. And there goes Rapid F1 getting a penalty down at the back of the grid. Not going too well for him there. Jamal, as you can see, coming there in third, 4/10 behind the Haas. Definitely looking to get up into second place or even up into the lead, and we have something happening on track. Gonna have a look what it is. And might be an issue with Rapid F1, but I think he's gotten back going. But is it a full safety car though? I think the safety car is coming out on track. We might have some debris on track there. It's a full safety car, guys, so it is a full safety car happening there. Are we going to see any more pit stops happen under the safety car is what I'm trying to see here. We might just see a few more pit stops happen, as it is currently lap 13 of 22. These guys might try to get us some faster tires, of course, to finish off the Grand Prix if they need to. Lancer 7 laps done on those hards. Will he try to get onto a new set of medium tires to push it all the way to the end of the race, as those mediums will make it to the end at this point? But of course, Napackers so close behind. Jamal not too far off, and quite a few other drivers. So let's see what the race strategy is going to be, or is he going to stay out on track? Now, Packers, of course, having a penalty that's going to affect our position in the race at the end. So needs to build a gap against the driver behind. So safety cars not helping out at the moment here. So no pit stop there for the race leader. Now, Packers, of course, continues on through as well. Sean goes into the pits, Liam goes in, Cameron is in. So quite a few drivers will still do a pit stop here under the safety car, of course. So let's see if this changes things up. There we go, following on behind the Aston Martin safety car now. On board with the Mercedes of Lancer, of course, for another 2 to 3 laps before we can get this race back on the way again. Okay, so here we go. So about to get back restarted again here with the race here. Currently on lap 15, we're about to get into lap 16 of 22 for the Belgium Grand Prix, with Lancer leading, of course. Now Packers running in second, Jamal running third, David in fourth, and Zach Johnson in fifth. Let's see as they get back going again, how well does the Mercedes get off here? Half a second ahead of the Haas, and we got a bit of a battle happening with Johnson and Jamal here, and I think who else is getting in that? I think David getting in the middle of that there as well. The McLaren up into third already here. Jamal is down into fourth, and David is still running in fifth. There's such a close call between those two out in front. Jamal and Johnson trying to go side by side. The Mercedes of David behind them. And now they're all in a line going on through. As you can see, cars all over the track behind them as well. Sean and Liam and Vroom in a battle for 7th place down in the back there. You got the Mercedes and the McLaren side by side through that turn there. The McLaren holds on through. Someone falling on David, falling on the order. He's all the way down to 15, down to 16, now down to 17th, I think, on the grid. Down to 16th actually. So quite a change up in the order there. So Lancer, of course, still leads the Grand Prix as it is right now. Nat Packer still running in second. Both of these having a penalty out in front. Jamal running in third, still falling back on the order though. We got Johnson, of course, chasing after him. Zach Johnson there in fourth. Dusty running in fifth now. Sean up into sixth. Then we got Liam running seventh. A bit of battle between those few there. Got F1 Immortal running in 10th to the back here. Panda chasing after him. Pretty close gap with the Alpine there. And Skills down, of course. Haven't seen him much in this race. But the McLaren chasing after Panda, of course. This is for 11th place if he does get a position up here. We'll see what the case is going to be. Everyone on decent tires, I would say, to finish off the Grand Prix. Rapid F1 coming right behind the McLaren, as you can see, much further out in front and far early on in the race, but has fallen down to the back of the grid here. Let's see if we can get back anywhere out in front. Nate Smith behind it. There goes the Williams on the outside. Follows along behind his teammate as Panda goes a bit wide. Holds a position though. The McLaren still behind, trying to go on the inside of turn 1. Does he get ahead? So Skills down, pushing on through. Trying to follow on behind F1 Immortal now. And does get a position as he's ahead of both Williams right now. Let's see if he's able to hold that through. Get a Williams, a Panda, and Rapid F1 chasing after him here. This, of course, being for P11 in this race, but quite a battle going on through as the McLaren tries to hold the position here. Tries to keep them out of the slipstream advantage. Tries to keep them behind. Tries to defend as much as he can. Is going to be able to late braking into the next turn, though, to get ahead. And they've had to hold the position so far, not able to get past Skills down here. So definitely some good racing going on so far. But we got the Williams of Rapid F1 on his tail now as the Williams drivers have switched positions. Panda has taken 13. Rapid F1 has been allowed to go ahead into 12 to chase after the McLaren, and seems to be falling back a bit further on now. Let's see if that's going to continue on through though. But these Williams drivers still on the tail of the McLaren, who is running 11th. He's 4/10 behind F1 Immortal and the Alpine. So definitely trying to get another overtake done if he can here. Rapid F1 though, right up to the rear. That's about 210 gap. So he definitely is pushing as much as he can for getting to get an overtake done. Bit older tires though than Skills Hand, but still has some decent advantage here in terms of keeping up with the McLaren. Still Skills down might be in a bit of trouble here. He's closing the gap on F1 Immortal, of course, but then has some trouble. I mean, yeah, DRS coming online now, has some trouble with a Rapid F1 coming so close behind him. I think F1 Immortal is into the pits now. That Skills down up into 10th place in this race, so he's into the top 10. Rapid F1 continues to chase though. It's a half a second gap that's between the two of them. You can see him coming there through turn 1. His teammate Panda 25 follows on behind. Got Wasted coming behind that. Nate Smith behind, then F1 Immortal in the pit still. With Bloodpool coming there, P16. We got 4 drivers out of the Grand Prix. One Mercedes is out, of course. The other Mercedes leading the race at the moment. I'm trying to follow with Cameron here at the moment as he's going for a move. Is he going around Dusty there and gets the position up into 7th place. Dusty's down to 8. He's going to try to get it back. Might try to do that, but not sure if it's going to work out too well. Sean there with a 210 gap towards Zach Johnson. Of course, that is our 4th place in the race. Let's see if that change is going to happen or not. Let's switch on through to that for a second here. On with the Alfa Romeo of Sean at the moment, 410 gap, 310 gap as he's broken it down now. Lancer and Nat Packers out in front. Nat Packers with a gap of 4 tenths between herself and Lancer. Of course, that is for the lead of this race. On lap 18 of 22. Just on the 5 laps now remaining. We're still following on the battle with Zach and Sean here. Gap a bit constant around 3 tenths. Let's see who's going to be getting a position up, who's going to be holding the positions here. As we bring it down to 2 tenths now, heading into the next lap. Looks like the Alfa Romeo gets a bit of a better exit though. Might try to move into turn 1 here. Uses the slipstream advantage. Liam gets the fastest lap so far. And let's see how this is working out. On board we're going to go now and follow on. Let's see if Zach can hold that position there, P4. Got a bit of a good exit off turn 1. Recharging his batteries there though, so might affect things down the straight here, will it? Let's see who has a better run with this one. Looks like the Alfa Romeo might have a bit of better advantage using the slipstream advantage here, and the DRS helps as you get on the inside now and gets that position up quite well. And of course, Johnson, I think, under a lot of pressure here because the Ferrari of Liam, and then we have the Red Bull of Cameron coming behind that. So quite interesting to see how this is going to play out now. Looks like Jamal trying to get moved on Nat Packers out in front there in a Haas. So it might be a change of the order for second place in the race. Of course, we know the top 2 having penalties. Jamal in third, no penalties. He did start on pole. Can he finish on pole with the top 2 cars having penalties in the race? We're going to see how that works out. However, I'll look at the penalties in just a second as well. Just trying to follow on through with Zach, Liam, and Cameron here. I'll go on with the Ferrari though. Let's see how the battle progresses on through. It's a 210. Oh, there goes the Ferrari into the barriers there. Did he have any contact with anyone, or was that just a self-inflicted move? I think there might have been maybe some minor contact, was there? I'm not 100% sure on that. I was looking at somewhere else on the screen, but that's going to be looked at the stewards at the end of this. But quite a nasty accident there, and that definitely might be a full safety car, will it? Trying to have a look right now. I think it is a full safety car. The safety car is out. This is going to result in a few pit stops out in front. Nat Packers already into the pits. Sean into the pits. We got quite a few more cars in right now. Lancer did not do a pit stop. It's lap 20 of 22. I'm quite sure this safety car is not going to be lasting very long, as we're already down to the end of the race. They're just going to give us 1 lap of racing to finish off the Belgium Grand Prix. Would explain a lot why Lancer didn't take a pit stop here. But Jamal there, running second in the race now. Lancer held on to the lead. Cameron is now up into third, into a podium place. Jamal looking to take away, of course, pole position here from Lancer because he doesn't have a penalty. We can see from Sean going down onwards, everyone's trying to get onto new, fresh, soft tires to finish off the Grand Prix. Problem is, we're already on lap 20 of 22. We will only literally have just about 3.5 laps left to complete the race. And I'm trying to see, are we going to get back racing at the end of this exact lap that we're on right now? Which would have only deemed a VSC if that wasn't going to be the case. So I assume we're probably going to go 1 more lap into lap 21. And I'm guessing is that just going to give us lap 22 of with racing to finish off the race? I'm not sure what's going to happen on this account here, so we're trying to figure that out right about now. But we'll see what's going to happen as we get into Sector 3 here in just a bit. Let's see if that's going to change anything up or not. Are we about to get back racing here or not? It could be a situation that it might give us lap 21 and lap 22 of racing to finish off the Belgian Grand Prix. If the safety car is not going in at the end of this lap, then that just leaves just 1 lap of racing, which means not good news for the drivers who took a pit stop in this race. I think it's still not good news for them because it's 2 laps of racing. Really is not a lot of time in this race to gain back the positions that they've given up. There we go. The safety car is going to be in on this lap, so they have 1 extra lap here to try to gain back their positions as much as they can. Lancer has 2 laps now left to hold off the lead of this race against Jamal there and build a gap of let's see, what the gap does he have to build? It's a 3-second penalty. He needs to build a 3-second gap towards Jamal in order to hold on to pole position at the end of this race. Cameron there, 8 seconds of penalties will fall quite down the order with that amount of penalties that he has there. That's going to put Skills down, of course, onto a podium place here. And he did explain to me he wasn't expecting to do too well today because he wasn't feeling so well. It looks like he might be finishing with his car on the podium at Belgium today. Strategy, of course, seems to be worked out pretty well. That's got him in 4th place. We got Cameron with an 8-second penalty, so definitely an easy go for him to get onto the podium place here. Let's see if that's going to work out. It might even push him into 2nd if he's close enough towards Lance there with a 3-second penalty. Let's see if that works out. Might be an interesting run with this. Someone is a bit off track. They're trying to get back on track. Who is that at the moment? Is that Jamal? He's down into 4th place. Something happened around turn 1 for him as he got back restarted with this race, but Lancer there leads on lap 21 of 22 with a 3-second penalty. Cameron running 2nd, 8 seconds of penalty, 1.1 second gap. Skills down, back down to 4th position as Jamal takes back 3rd place. Naismith, Sean, and Panda triple 3 cars going side by side with each other just into the next that turn. And I think I'm not sure how that went through for them, but it looks like they all came through unharmed at the moment. Going down the order and see what's happening with the midfield as cars are a bit bunched up. As we can see, Sean and Naismith, I think, trying to go side by side there behind the McLaren Skills down. As we look on board from Zach Johnson's car, he's only a 10th behind Naismith as well, so definitely trying to get a position up if he can here. We'll see how this is going to work out. It's getting a bit interesting here. Already a 6-10 gap between Lancer and Cameron. If Lancer can gain a 3-second gap here against Cameron, he is going to win this race and keep that win. Otherwise, that win drops down to Cameron, and then Cameron, of course, loses it because Jamal there is running third. So this is an interesting one. Skills Dan still looking to get into the podium places here at the end of this race. Let's see if that's going to work for him. It's a 5-10 gap towards them all in front of him. I'm trying to follow with the midfield right now with Zach Johnson here and Nate Smith. Pretty close gap. Lancer and Cameron, I think, are fighting for the lead out in front there. Let's have a look what's happening in that case as we head into the final lap of the Belgium Grand Prix. Lap 22 of 22 as Lancer leads into this. The Rebel Cameron trying to get the lead away. And not talking isn't working too well right about now, but the Mercedes tries to hold it on. Sure, let's get on board with the Red Bull right now. See how close that gap is going to get as they go down the main straight. Of course, the slipstream advantage will go to the Red Bull here as he's trying to keep it behind the Mercedes as close as he can. This is going to be an overtake happening into the next lap. Which way he's going to go, though? He's going to be forced on the inside here. Has the medium... Let's see, does the tires work for him? No, a bit of contact between them, and it unstables the Red Bull, almost puts him into the wall. He gets back on track, but loses the position. Jamal is up into a second place, but he's still, no, he's side by side with the Red Bull still, but they're all now 1.5 seconds behind the Mercedes, who's now gaining time on the final lap of this race. Needs 3 seconds to clear them in order to keep the race win here, and he could potentially pull this off. Already 1.4 seconds ahead, given Jamal's gap there. That's looking at a 2-second gap, and definitely looking at keeping a race win here. Skills Dan and Zach Johnson, the McLarens, 5th and 6th in this race, and pretty close off to each other as well. Let's see what's happening in that case there. Who's going to keep ahead? Dan currently ahead of his teammate. Is Zach going to try to overtake him? Are they racing each other in this race? Not sure, is the team allowing them to race, or they're going to hold their positions and have both McLarens finish in a pretty high position with some decent points here for the team, of course. Let's see what's going to happen. Sean here trying to get past Jamal, of course. This is for 3rd place in the race here, which might lead to a 2nd place, which might lead to a podium here, to a pole position for the finish as they get around there. Let's see who gets across first. So Lancer's going to cross the line P1, but not going to be able to hold this, is he? Let's see, Cameron goes across 2nd. How does it switch up? Jamal gets into the pole position for the finish. So Jamal wins the Belgium Grand Prix, even though Lancer crosses the line P1. Penalty situation comes into play. Sean gets 2nd. We're going to have a look at the results in just a bit here now, as everyone, of course, got the line, crossed the line pretty quickly there. And Lancer finishes 4th in this race. Out of the podium places, but not a bad finish. Sean there, driver of the day. And I think that was actually well deserved for him there. Alright, so here we have the preliminary race results here for the Belgium Grand Prix, of course, for Smoking Pirelli's Racing Club Tuesday division. Jamal started on pole, finished on pole, of course, getting that pole position away from Lance, who crossed the line P1 because of penalty there. So Jamal gets P1, Sean finishes second, and I think he got driver today as well. Skills then third on the podium there, not a bad finish on the McLaren driver. Lance finishes fourth after crossing the line P1. Johnson finishing fifth, Nat Packers in sixth. We got Naismith finishing seventh, Dusty in eighth, Panda in 9th, Wasted in 10th, Rapid F1 11th, F1 Immortal 12th, Cameron 13th on the grid, Vroom finishing 14th, Blackpool finishing 15th, Liam 16th, and I think was that it for drivers to finish a race session there. So I think David, Stu, Chapachu, and A6 didn't get to finish, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to be it for the session there. Thank you guys to everyone who joined us here live on the stream. I appreciate you guys very much. And of course, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Remember to please make sure you guys are following us here on Twitch. And yep, that's going to be it, guys.